Long before Islam took root, India had an age-old connection with the Arabian world through maritime trade. As early as the 1st century AD, historians like Pliny the Elder documented voyages from Arabia to Indian ports, thanks to the reliable monsoon winds. Commodities such as spices, silk, and gemstones were in constant demand. After the rise of Islam in the early 7th century, Arab merchants, now Muslim traders, became even more active on India's coasts, especially the Malabar and Konkan, Gujarat regions. With the advent of Islam, Muslim traders didn't just pass through, they settled. Around 629 AD, during the Prophet Muhammad's lifetime, Malik ibn Dinar built the Cheraman Juma Mosque in Kondungallur, one of South Asia's earliest mosques. Meanwhile, on the Gujarat coast, Muslim settlers began arriving in the early 7th century around places like Bharuch, Surat, and Ghoga. They established mosques and integrated into local society. Muslim traders were valued for their seafaring expertise and commercial acumen. Indian coastal rulers, like the Zamorin of Calicut, actively welcomed them, granting settlements and land to encourage trade in pepper and other spices. Not just individuals, but organized merchant guilds emerged. One renowned example is Anjuvannam, a guild of Persian, Arab, Jewish, Christian, and Muslim traders active at South Indian ports like Quilon, with royal charters by the 9th century. These traders didn't remain foreigners, they integrated. They married local women, adopted local languages, and eventually their children formed new Indian Muslim communities. For instance, the Labbay community in Tamil Nadu claims descent from such settlers and spoke Tamil in Arabic script. Likewise, in Konkan, Gujarat, descendants of early Muslim settlers formed prosperous communities known as Nawait or Labbais. The Indian Ocean was the world's highway, and Muslim merchants built bridges to West Asia and beyond. Ramisht, a Persian merchant of the 12th century, is known to have built a future in Indian trade and endowed shrines in Makkah. Arab merchants were appointed administrators in Indian ports and even issued land grants, such as Muhammad ibn Shahryar, who patronized temples and mosques in Gujarat. Trade networks, including those of Anjuvannam, connected Indian markets to Southeast Asia and the Middle East. Evidence from copper plate inscriptions to contemporary records showcase how ports such as Cambay, Chaul, and Junagadh housed flourishing Muslim communities. These communities wielded economic influence and maintained religious institutions along the western coast. Masudi, the 10th century historian, highlighted mosques and the Muslim presence in these regions under Hindu rulers who respected their faith and economic role. Beyond traders, Sufi missionaries joined the movement of Muslim influence. Sufis traveled with trade caravans, lived humbly, and their ethical lifestyle drew many to Islam across regions where the Sultanate or Mughal authorities gained influence much later. In Gujarat's Cambay, for example, Sufi orders from Kazirun established lodges and were patronized by rulers. Even Muhammad bin Tughlaq granted them land in the 14th century. Though slightly later in date, these developments built upon earlier Muslim presence to shape spiritual and social landscapes. By the medieval era, Muslim communities were woven into India's coastal economic tapestry. In Malabar, conversions and communities formed without invasions, and the faith spread via trade, example, and patience. In Gujarat and Konkan, Muslim merchants held sway, not as conquerors, but as vital economic agents who settled, married locally, and generated cross-cultural exchange. The growth of merchant guilds like Anjuvannam institutionalized trade networks and allowed Muslim traders to operate with royal patronage. Sufi missionaries elevated cultural, religious, and intercommunal bonds, sowing seeds for later communities, such as in Punjab, Pakistan, or urban centers across India. Contrary to popular belief that Islam entered India through conquest, history shows that peaceful trade and mutual respect laid the groundwork. From the 7th century onwards, Muslim traders spread their faith through commerce, marriage, and friendship. They navigated the monsoon, built mosques, formed guilds, gained royal support, and eventually became part of India's social fabric. Their legacy lives on in trade patterns, architectural heritage, linguistic blends, and plural societies, a testament to how trade, not military force, laid some of the earliest foundations of Muslim India.